Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Bronski, and this is my channel for Educational Technology, or ABC for EdTech. In this video, I'm going to be looking at Brightspace Portfolio's mobile app, and specifically its class device and at-home modes. I want to highlight there is a Funster mode within these options, which is geared specifically towards our youngest learners, say kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, but it's not going to be the focus in this video. I have covered that in another video, and if you're interested in that, you can find it in a link in the description below. But in this one, we'll be looking at that at-home or that class device mode for the Portfolio app, which is free and can be found in both the Apple iOS store or the Android Google Play Store, and is used by, I'd say, learners from grade 3 up, and it's there for a shared device. I also want to cover that there is also a My Device mode, which I'll look at in a separate video from this one. But in that My Device mode, it's really like you get for a user who has an account and it's their personal device that they're always using. They can log into it once with their school account and email and stay logged in. This video is going to be looking at that class and at home modes where it's for a device that's being shared either amongst students in the classroom or maybe by siblings at home on one device. If you're interested in a deeper dive into Brightspace Portfolio as an educator, I've also done a deep dive into that with a video, and you can find that linked in the description below as well. So, why would you want to use Brightspace Portfolio's mobile app in either the class device or family device modes? Well, first and foremost, it's a quick and easy way for students to take a picture, record a video, and then optionally add an audio recording of their thinking, and then with a click, share it privately with their teacher. It's really quick and easy and can be passed off to another student in the class with the device or to a sibling maybe at home or another family member at home to be shared. Login is a key piece here. Again, that My Device mode is for, it's a device, you're taking the time to log in with your email and password and get into your account. You do that once with the My Device mode, which is great for a personal device, but in the situation where you have a device or a few devices being shared amongst other learners, a whole lot is lost in the moment of that login piece. And so what Brightspace does in the mobile app in the class device or the at-home mode is use a personal QR code. Class device, you scan that QR code, students scan their personal QR code, they're logged in a document. At home, they can just scan their QR code and do that documentation. So it's easy login, and then it resets and can be shared with another student to do that documentation as well. The third one, via the web, so they do this documentation, this picture, this video or audio recording. When they log in via the web, students can review it and actually reflect on it, do a little metacognition, share their thinking about it, maybe their progress or next steps over time. Educators can also log in and leave feedback in a variety of ways. So there's an option to give feedback to the student in a text box to type out that feedback. There's also a separate option for educators to make a private comment for themselves that might not be shared with the student, but something that they want to note themselves. And even from an assessment standpoint, there are options for adding a rubric they've built and assessing that rubric to share with the student, or getting a little geekier, adding curriculum expectations or standards and assessing by those based on the setup in your organization. So lots of really great assessment and feedback features and reflections. The last one I want to highlight, so all this documentation can be done, and again, it can be done by students in the classroom, by educators in the classroom, or by students or parents or guardians at home. There's then also the option for categorization. Educators in their class can create their own categories. Anyone can add a category to documentation, and then it gives an educator the option to filter out that over time. So this could be really great, say, for the subjects you're teaching in elementary. It might be I teach language, and I teach math, and I teach the social sciences. As examples, those might be filters. So when it comes to reporting time, you can say, show me math, and then just see examples of that. Or maybe you're looking at learning skills or global competencies or transferable skills. You create the tags you want, add them, and then when you want to find just that information, you can filter it and find that for the student. Okay. And then the last one, if your organization has Brightspace for Parents set up, for parents and guardians, there's a little button on portfolio documentation to highlight that and share it directly with parents. Educator just clicks that button and it will show up in the Brightspace for Parents and Guardians mobile app or web version for your parents and guardians to review. When using the class device or at-home modes in Brightspace Portfolio, teachers and students use a QR code to sign in, whether for either or the other. There's a couple ways to get at that. So here I am in a class as an educator. First of all, I'm going to click on Portfolio to go to the class portfolio. And across the top here, I'm going to see an option for print class pass cards as an instructor. So if I click on that, it's going to show me a page that has a QR code for the class. That's for the class device mode, so a teacher can pre-set up a iPad or other tablet in their class to scan the QR code to say it's for this class, and then other students or other educators in the class can scan the QR codes for specific students to do documentation. An educator can print this off to use in their classroom or to share home if they like. There's also the option to download these QR codes and images. So for as a student here, for elementary demo here, as an example, I can click the little cloud with the down arrow icon to download an image of just that QR code that I could then email to that student or share with them that way as well. Now, students and parents or guardians supporting from home can also access the QR codes for your class and for themselves right from their own account. So here I am now in an elementary demo student account. I'm going to, a couple ways to get this. They can simply click on their profile icon at any time and click on My Portfolio, or if there's a portfolio icon on their class navbar, they can click on that as well. Now, it will show them the courses that they are currently logged into or enrolled in that are active that they can use Portfolio for. I'm going to click on Demo Class here because that's what I want to do documentation for. From here, they can see their current documentation, review any feedback, and they also have an option to print class pass cards. So they can click that from here, and then they will see their class and also a icon for themselves. They can also download these or print these off, or best yet, just right from their computer screen, if they have a tablet along with it, can scan it right off the computer screen. Now that you've had a look at how to get your QR codes, share them with your students, or how students or families can get access to those QR codes themselves, let's look at what this looks like in the app itself. So I've got my iPad here. This can be done on a mobile phone as well though too. So via the iPad, I'm going to select class device. I'm only going to look at one here, but really class device and family device works identically, except for one thing which I'll highlight in the video if you're looking at it for either or. So I'm going to select class device, and I get these two options for in-class mode or in-class with Funster. A reminder, in-class with Funster is designed for our littlest learners, often kindergarten, grade 1, maybe grade 2. There's a separate video I've done that you can review that. We're going to look at the in-class mode here. So I'll select that. And now it says scan your class card to let your students in evidence to their secure portfolio. So I'll add it. You need to scan the class QR code. So that will be in your class via the QR code options there. So I've got it here on my computer. I'm just going to hold it up right on my device. Doesn't need to be printed off, and scan the class. It lets me know what class I'm going to be documenting for now. So I can see it says demo class. It addresses me as the teacher. If I scan the wrong class QR code, I can click change course. Because this is the correct class code, I'm going to click let's go. Now it says it's ready to start collecting evidence. So this would be my setup for a shared device in the classroom that can now quickly and easily be used by multiple students throughout the class. So I could pass this over to a student. They could click start collecting for your portfolio. And now it's asking the student to scan their QR code. They can again do this off a device right in their class, or you might have this printed off or downloaded for them and shared where it's just they can go and scan that QR code. I've got it up here on my computer again, so I'm just going to hold it up and scan for my demo student here. And you'll see it logs me in. Now with this, it goes into the camera roll right away, so I can see the camera. It pulls up my name in the top right, so I can see it says elementary demo, so it's going to show the student's name that the documentation's being done for right there. Below that, up in the top right, you'll see you can flip the camera. So if you want to turn this into selfie mode, I can do this here and have that up and running, and I can flip it back. And then there's options for taking a picture or recording a video. Snapping a picture, you just click that camera and it's going to snap that photo. You can snap multiples. I'm going to look at the video option in this one. Before I do, a couple of things while I'm here. Top left-hand corner, you'll see a little X. You can just click that to X out and return. And the folder icon, you can use that to check on the status of your uploads. So because I'm going to record a video here, I'm going to click the white circle with a red dot on the right. And I can see it's recording. It will be pulling video and audio for me. Now, I might share a video from home talking about my kitchen setup. So since I'm here in my kitchen, I'll show here, the key things you need for a kitchen. You need good olive oil, some salt and pepper to ground, a nice set of knives to use, a good pot or pan, some cutting boards, headphones or a smart speaker, some music, and of course, some good cookbooks to pull out some really great recipes. I'll click the stop button there. And so now with the iPad, it takes me to a preview of that video. So the student can click play and look at that preview, hear the audio. They can mute the microphone if they want or listen to the audio. If they're happy with it, they can go. They can click cancel up in the top left to return and record a different video. And again, if it was a picture, they could just be reviewing the picture they snapped here. They can then title this. So they can click on here to put a title and say, my kitchen setup, and click. I'm just going to click here to reduce that so I can put a title on it. The title can be added after the fact in Brightspace via the web version by the student, parent, or teacher. They also have the option here to add an audio reflection to this. So they might speak to it in the video itself, the recording for you, or if it was a picture, they could snap a picture and then add their audio reflection here too. So I can click start recording and say, this is my kitchen setup. I'm pretty happy with how it is, but I reserve the right to make changes to it going ahead as I come up with new ideas. So they can add that, and that the audio recording will be separate from the video itself that can be listened to by the student educator. They can write down some thoughts here and share some reflections or some other ideas on it. Again, it could just be snap a quick picture, throw it to the cloud and upload it to the class, or record the video, upload it, but you do have these options for adding a title, adding a separate audio reflection, typing in some text. When they're ready to go, up in the top right, they just click done. And you'll see evidence added to upload queue, which means it's being sent up to the cloud to process. It doesn't live here on the iPad. It will go up and be stored into the cloud. And again, the start collecting pops up. So this could be shared with another student, or the same student could be doing documentation of something else by scanning their QR code again. The only difference here for class device and at-home mode for this is in the at-home mode, it will not ask to scan a the class card. You can just scan your own personal QR code with the class name on it for a student to log in from home. The class device mode asks for that class QR code first for the educator to set it up and say, this is being documentation for this class. Students can now scan their QR codes to upload that evidence. I hope you found this video helpful as we looked at the Brightspace Portfolio app and the class device and at-home modes. Again, there is a Funster option for this, which is far less complicated and geared at our youngest learners so they can do this documentation. There's a video linked in the description below that will walk you through Funster mode if that's what you're looking for. Or if you're an educator, just want to learn all about portfolio, setup, use, feedback, documentation, organization settings, you can also find a video to that linked in the description below. If you found this video helpful, you can help me out in a few ways. First off, just click that thumbs up button right below here on this YouTube video. Let me know that you liked it. It's really good feedback for me. And if you like what you heard here and saw and would be interested in what I'm sharing in the future, feel free to click that subscribe button and also that little bell to be notified as new videos come out. I wish you all the best in 2022 and good luck supporting your students.